My dear students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to you all. Today I am really opportunate to deliver to you on the topic. The course title is Political Development in Bangladesh. The course code is GP3623. Especially this course is assigned for the student of economics and other department. It is the core course for the Department of Government and Politics, but it is assigned to the other students to know the political history and background of Bangladesh. Meanwhile, you are familiar to this course and have enjoyed the other lectures regarding the previous history of the Bangladesh and other history of the subcontinent. My dear students, meanwhile you have already enjoyed the lectures in partition of Bengal in 1905. It is one of the milestone to the British rule that the earlier we have belongs to Mughal emperor, then we the peoples are belongs to the British emperor. Finally, we have got our independence in 1947, really as a citizen of Pakistan. So, our topic is today is the Constitution of Pakistan in 1956. My dear student, it's a very interesting subject, and meanwhile we have came to know that we the peoples once we belonged to Soviet Bangla at the period of Mughal when the Muslim emperors ruled us. And then we were ruled by the British government, which really named as our country the then East Bengal and was really the title and undivided Bengal. In 1905, the Bengal was divided, this Bengal and West Bengal, but unfortunately that was reunited in 1911. So again we belongs to East Bengal. When we have got our independence in India, 1947, then again we become the citizen of Pakistan, and then our country like Bangladesh is renamed as East Pakistan, and the other part of the Pakistan was West Pakistan. So Pakistan have got their independence with the lakhs of blood and to sacrifice many peoples. And you know, the founder of the nation of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, along with him, other successful predecessors, leaders in renownedly A.K. Fazlullah, Sarwardi, and Maulana Abdul Hamid Khan Bhashani, and all the other leaders was really have given their effort for creating an independent state of Pakistan. Then our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, was the young leader who also fight against the cause of independence of Pakistan. So now we will go to the direct topic, Constitution of Pakistan in 1956. My dear students, you will cunningly follow. Though the Pakistan have got their independence in 1947, but unfortunately, the long time the government of Pakistan or the Pakistani regimes unable to really form a formal constitution for the Pakistan until 1956. It's a long gap. So, it seems to be discussed that why the Constitution of Pakistan is delaying to form a constitution for the nation. You know, the British government was ruled the total India, then their main headquarters was in India, and Indian peoples have got more facilities than the other nations really belongs to the other state in Pakistan and other countries also. So, the maximum Pakistani leaders, fortunately or unfortunately, after having declared independence, they should migrate from India to Pakistan or someone in other province of Pakistan. Especially the maximum leaders are migrated from India to West Pakistan. This is one of the causes to really stabilize the Pakistan politics. Immediately after independence, they should have really prepared themselves to lead the nations. As such, maximum leaders from India have migrated to Pakistan. This is one of the technical or situational causes to make them really prepared for preparation of a constitution for Pakistan, number one. Number two, the causes of delaying. Second one is unfortunately the father of the nation, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, immediate after Pakistan independence, he have already died. So the Constitution Assembly have formed under his leadership is already been dismissed for the next rulers or the next regimes. So they cannot really have any opportunity to frame the constitution. This is the second causes of the delaying of the constitution of Pakistan. Unfortunately, the second one, when the Iskandar Mirza was the president of Pakistan, and really we find that he is also dismissed the second Constituent Assembly and have got a new Constituent Assembly for the Pakistan. This is one of the technical causes of the delaying. The next one is very important. You know, there is a lot of Islamic leaders involved with the independence of Pakistan, say Maulana Jafar Ahmad Usmani, Shibir Ahmad Usmani, Maulana Syed Maududi and all others. Before have got the independence of Pakistan, lot of people asked to Jinnah or the other Pakistani leaders that though we are going to independent Pakistan on the basis of the two-nation theory which we have discussed in earlier, it is very much important to know that Pakistan have got their independence with the important difference of cultural, social, political, religious difference in between the Hindus and the Muslims, especially the two-nation theories, that is the independent state for the Muslim is very much essential for the Muslim peoples populated overall in India. So this was the best cause. The Muslim nations should be with their own culture, civilization, religion, and they will exercise their own tradition and conventions with themselves. So they want an independent Pakistan with the cause of their Islamic values and moralities to be established. We know by the learning of the then period, many intellectual and the critics have asked to Muhammad Ali Jinnah, my dear Jinnah, you are going to have achieved the independence of Pakistan. It is already been in the stage of the final executions. Can you really tell us what will be the constitution of Pakistan? Then Muhammad Ali Jinnah replied with the love and affections and respect to the majority people's sentiment. Then he also declared Quran Sunnah will be the constitution of Pakistan. That was a very important ideological theme for owned Pakistan to be independent country, that the country will lead according to the spirit of Muslim sentiment and according to the spirit of Quran and Sunnah and Muslim cultures and civilization. So when the constitution frame questions arises under the leadership of Pakistani regimes, then the questions of Pakistan constitutional ideological introduction, what will be the constitutional ideological introduction of Pakistan, is question will be arises. There will be two debate comes to the political arena. Once is the persons those who have led the Pakistan as a person himself to be a secular ideas, and they are being a Muslim have not really habituated with the norms and conducting the Islamic laws and values by their practicing, they given the idea that constitution may not be with the basic principles or theme of really Quran and Sunnah. It should be a modern concept of constitution. On the other hand, the all Islamic scholars and other peoples of Islamic loving peoples have claimed that Pakistan constitution should be fundamentally based on the Quran and Sunnah and Islamic ethics and morality. So this debate also created a long way of debate and conflict and contradiction. By dint of that, really the Pakistani government is unable to finalize what will be the real theme or real introduction of Pakistan constitution. This is also a theoretical and a logical or ideological conflict who delay the constitution to frame for the nation of Pakistan. Subsequently, finally in 1956, with the vehemently demand of the Islamic peoples and majority peoples, the Pakistan government have come to in conclusion that really the 99% Muslim populated areas of Pakistan have given 22 lakhs of peoples have give their blood for the cause of Islam and for the cause of the independence as well as for the Islamic values and moralities. So they morally agreed to really frame the constitution according to the principles of Quran and Sunnah, and fundamentally it is based on the ethics and morality and Islamic values. So this is the real causes of delaying of constitution framed in Pakistan. So at last, finally, in 1956, the government of Pakistan really have agreed to frame a constitution, and fortunately in the Constitution Assembly 1956, 29th of February, the Pakistan government have approved the draft constitution, placed to the parliament and accepted in 1956, 23rd March, which is the milestone for the effect of Pakistan constitution in 1956. My dear students, for the long sustaining a time or long waiting, the Pakistan really have able to frame a constitution very nicely, elaborately, and which is the milestone in the history of Pakistan politics or Pakistan regime's development. Now we will go the characteristics of the constitution of Pakistan. My dear students, the first characteristics of the constitution is the constitution of Pakistan is federal type. That is, it is a concept of federal government which belongs to a central government and provincial government. Especially the concept of federal government we find from the British government, and it is also inherent for the concept from the British model that there will be a province. East Pakistan is a province and other 4 provinces, Sindh, Balochistan and the Northier Pontier province as well as the other province which will be unitedly treated as a provincial government and is a central government from the central Pakistan. So there will be a two-way government. One is provincial government, another one is central government. This is the concept of federal government. So the provincial government will elected by the peoples directly, and the central government also elected by the peoples directly. There will be a 2 formation of constitutional assembly. One is central government, another one is provincial government. So the constitution of Pakistan, first characteristic is federal system of the government is imposed, where there will be a province and other one is central government. So it is a joint union. The second important characteristic of Pakistan constitution is thoroughly written constitution have an elaborate, with the long phases and subchapters. It is ever seen in the history of the world is the longest constitution in written. Whether there will be a provision of say 2034 laws and sub-laws, and it is 13 subdivisions, and where the all privileges and the conditions and the things to be included with the constitution by written, which is the longest and largest constitution ever seen in the history of world, which is written Constitution of Pakistan elaborately. The next constitution characteristics of Pakistan is really a flexible, like a British constitution, which the legislative assemblies are really not rigid. Flexible means a constitution will be amended with the single majority. If necessary, then any amendment will be really conducted by the single majority of the constitution, which is called flexible, not rigid. And all those amendments can be done by the central or provincial with the majority of the peoples of the parliament. The another special characteristics of the constitution is, on the long time debate, Pakistan is declared the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. That is, the Islam is the core values of Pakistan or the Pakistan constitution. So the name of Pakistan is declared Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Whether the preamble is declared, then Quran and Sunnah will be the basis of constitution, and no other clause or other ordinance can be passed which is the contradictory to the spirit of Quran and Sunnah. That is the fundamental principles to be included with the constitution. The next one is Pakistan constitution declared by his first constitution that the system of parliamentary government, which is the claim of the Pakistani peoples and also claim of our national leaders. Parliamentary system of government, you understand that there will be a ornamental head of the state and the prime minister will be the executive head of the country, and the peoples will be elected directly by the vote of the people. And the constitutional assembly will be formed by the direct vote of the peoples, either central or provincial. So, where the people should be directly involved with the government, and the peoples will have their support and contribution for the formation of the government, and they will exercise their liberty, responsibility, and their accountability, which is lies to the people as well as to the country. The next one, constitution, is clearly declared the rights of the peoples, especially the citizen right and their freedom, liberty, and their religious right, and all other privileges will be specially defined in the constitution, the public facilities and their all sorts of liberty and their peace, tranquility and their security, as well as their peace and harmony will they enjoy. It is especially declared in the Constitution of Pakistan in 1956 elaborately. The next one, the Constitution of Pakistan really rules according to the rule made by the other Muslim countries internationally and nationally to make a good relations with the other Muslim world, as well as to create a good relation with the Muslim Ummah, as especially their foreign policies. The next one, Constitution of Pakistan, is declared as it's a Islamic Republic of Pakistan. As such, the Constitution especially define the rights and privileges of the other communities, especially for the non-Muslim. My dear students, there is a special clause imposed for the non-Muslims that separate elections or the election quotas for the non-Muslim brothers to the representative of the parliament. It is really unfortunate. Still, somebody is in favor of the non-Muslim brothers in Muslim world or the non-Muslim world. But especially you see, in constitution, if there is no provision for the non-Muslim brothers to be have a representative in the parliament, then single a populated Muslim areas, no non-Muslim brothers himself to be candidate for the post of the parliament member, he may not be win forever because the 80 to 90% are Muslims. So on that ground, the Constitution of Pakistan have really special clauses for the separate quota for the non-Muslims, either he belongs to Hindu, Buddha or Christians, and if they have a separate seats and they will be really set their candidate for the particular constituency and they have achieved the elections and they have a representative in the parliament. So that was especially defined in the Constitution of Pakistan for to protect the right of the non-Muslim. As such, is declared a Islamic Republic of Pakistan to protect the other religion interest as well as the representative of, in the parliament by the non-Muslim brothers representative. The Constitution of Pakistan, as such, the democratic government, although under the British Commonwealth countries, but the British king or queen has no powers to elect the influence the legislative body, and primarily the peoples of Pakistan will select their national members for the lead of the Pakistan. So, in Constitution of Pakistan, next, which was importantly declared, the independence of judiciary. My dear students, you know, the country always will be in a smooth running and functioning when the law enforcing authority will work, as well as the judicial department will have got the independence for judicial decision. It was very much important and very remarkable factors that Pakistan Constitution in 1956 has especially given a special power to the High Court and Supreme Court, and as it is the guardian of the Constitution, as well as they are the supreme authority for the Constitution of Pakistan in 1956, that judiciary have the absolute power to can do and do anything, whatever these are for the betterest interest of the country. So it is very much important that Pakistan Constitution 1956 have given a independent judiciary, and by the end of that, the judiciary have got their own absolute power and authority to really control and to exercise their power independently. The Pakistan Constitution especially protect the right of the minorities, indify that the minorities are the really a legal citizen of the country, so their political rights, social right, economical right and other family rights, worship right, everything should be defined, and the government will really treat the other religions as equal to the treatment of the Muslim religions, and they will protect their honor and their status and their security by the provision of the Constitution. Finally, there will be a important characteristics to be included, which is really very interesting for the student we are now belonging in Bangladesh. Though Pakistan peoples was in 5 divisions, but especially East Pakistani peoples was majority. The total 4 divisions in Pakistan, West Pakistan was 5 crore, and we are the Bengali peoples, Muslims who are in 7 crore. So on this ground, the Pakistan Constitution have really framed a clause, that is the parliamentary member will be select or elect the quantity according to the population. By dint of that, the East Pakistan have got the majority member of the parliament in a provincial as well as in central government. These provisions ultimately really have achieved the Bengali peoples to fight against the regime or against the autocratic attitude of the Pakistan, and have got in 1970 election, our Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman would be led by Awami League, and he have got the absolute majority in 1970 election. By dint of that, we have really fight against our autocratic regime of Pakistan, and finally we should go to our independent war and independent movement, and finally we have achieved with the lakhs of blood our real independence of Bangladesh in 1971. So this is only the achievement of Pakistan Constitution. We have earned our independence. My dear students, though it is late, but it is elaborately have given a balance, and it is really a realistic and is a accommodating constitution ever seen with the history of Pakistan, who accommodate all corners ideologically, politically, socially, economically. Muslims and non-Muslims and other religions peoples will be coexistence in Pakistan with their facilities and their demands as well as their need and necessity. So we can conclude with this point, this Pakistan Constitution 1956 is a very balanced and realistic constitution to protect the right of the citizen. Thank you all of you for today. Assalamu alaikum.